Hi, my name is Becca. Welcome to Raising Them Simply. Here we talk all about our secular homeschool family of 5. Today we're going to chat a little bit about respecting our time as homeschoolers and some new flows that I am adding into our homeschool to allow us to do that a little bit more efficiently. First things first, what do I mean by respecting our time as homeschoolers? While absolutely, it is a benefit to be able to have the freedom and flexibility to be able to school when we want to, how we want to, and all of that. That is definitely a pro of homeschooling. What I mean by respecting our time as homeschoolers is that just because we have that freedom and flexibility does not mean that that time that we dedicate toward that is not important. What I mean by that is that at least in my inner circle, my family knows that if I'm home during the day and it's between 9 o'clock and noon, unless it's an emergency, you are not to contact me. I have my phone. Sometimes I'll put it on do not disturb, at least for like my parents and my in-laws. Sorry if you're watching. I put them on do not disturb, and I will check my phone at the end of our school time. I don't turn my entire phone on do not disturb just because if there is an emergency for my husband, he is able to contact me that way, but he knows not to text me or call me during that time because that is our intentional homeschooling time and I need to be solely focused on that. It also means for myself, as far as scheduling our day goes and how our week goes, is that during these times, unless there's an opportunity that comes up that I really want to take advantage of, we don't schedule anything during that time anymore because I really want to give the respect where it's due, especially as we're getting into more of the more structured schooling times, having a first grader. I want us to start getting into that routine a little bit more, and I know that that's going to help my learner be able to focus more on schooling and be able to help him and make it a little more predictable. But it's also going to help myself as well, knowing how to structure our day and time. So when I'm talking about respecting our homeschool time and space, that is what I am talking about. Now, there are a few different flows and things that I am implementing into our homeschooling time to help me be able to achieve that. The first one, I already kind of touched on it, is I'm putting my phone away. I do not want any distractions from my phone going off or social media, when your child's doing a workbook or something like that, and you think, oh, I'm just gonna check this real quick. I don't want any distractions, and I want my son to know that he has my undivided attention during that time where I am able to help him. I have my phone put on a counter on the other end of the room. I will link a video for you guys in the cards if you haven't seen kind of how our homeschool area is set up. But basically our living room is over there, I've got my kitchen over here, and this is our dining room, and this all kind of doubles as our homeschooling space. So the phone's over there where I can hear it, I can quickly access it if I need it for something at an emergency or something like that, but it is not readily available for me to get distracted from it either. So that is one of the first things that I do. The second thing that I do is, because I am a working mom, I'm a registered nurse and I work 2 or 3 days a week. My schedule does vary. I am not able to set aside and say Monday through Thursday is our designated school days. So I am being a little more proactive as far as giving my son a heads up as to when a school day is, so that way he can mentally and physically prepare for that. So if let's say before bed, I'm saying goodnight to my son, we're reading our book, and go, hey buddy, just so you know, mommy's home tomorrow, and tomorrow is a schooling day. So he can get prepared for that, and he knows in advance. It does not feel like it's sprung on him. When he wakes up in the morning, I also remind him today is a school day, and so he is kind of like gearing up for that as well as just another reminder. One thing that is very important for my son when we are about to do school is he cannot wake up, eat breakfast, and then do school. It's not something that works well for us, at least at this time. He needs to be able to have time to adjust to the morning and do whatever he wants to do. So when he gets up, he knows that until 9 o'clock, it's kind of free reign. He does have to get ready for the day, brush his teeth, get dressed, all of that stuff. He does have to eat breakfast most of the time. Breakfast is eaten before school. Sometimes if there's a lot more read alouds that day, I'll read during breakfast, but that does need to get done before school, and then he has time to play. But then he knows when it is 9 o'clock that it is time for school. Another thing that I do to kind of just give him that heads up is we do have this visual timer. I'll grab it off the shelf for you so you can see it. But this is nice. I just got it on Amazon. I will link it for you guys, but it is a visual timer. It goes to a blue area, so he knows that's the entire time that he has until school starts. So I'll set that. That's what it sounds like when it goes off. But I will set this timer maybe 20 minutes in advance. It sits on the shelf. He knows where to look for it. And when I see it getting down there, I give him a heads up. Hey, your timer's gonna go off soon. Just for those constant reminders that, you know, he needs to kind of wrap up or get ready so that he is prepared for school when it is time to do that. I am starting to get more into the groove of doing more of that stuff at night. I'm not a morning person, but I'm not a night person either. My sweet spot is kind of in the afternoon, but that doesn't really help me when it comes to homeschooling and then working when I work a 12-hour shift and I don't come home until, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Oftentimes I just want to shower, watch a show with my husband, have that time with him where we watch a show, we eat a snack, do whatever, and then I go to bed. I have been staying up later till like 10 or 10:30 and making sure that the area up here is clean before I go to bed. And I am noticing that that is a lot more helpful for me. I thought that it would make me way more tired in the morning to stay up later since all my kids are early risers. But I'm actually finding out that even if I'm going to bed later to clean up, I just feel better having it already done for me. So I am starting to implement that as well. And that is something that you could keep in mind too. You just have to do some soul searching in what is important for you and your school and how you operate and think, and try to structure around that so that way it helps set you up for success a little bit better. Another thing that we are implementing, and this is going to be a little more of a struggle for me, but it is important as far as respecting our time in homeschool, is I'm learning to say no more. I feel like especially with kindergarten and stuff like that, I knew that we had the flexibility and we can kind of do school whenever we wanted to. And if I wanted to take a day off or my son needed a day off to just go to the zoo or do something else, we did that. I also felt like we were trying to find our homeschool tribe. And so anytime anything popped up that we were able to do within reason, we went ahead and do it, because I wanted to give my son that opportunity to make as many connections as he possibly could and have that time with friends and stuff and develop those relationships. Now, since we've kind of got our group and our tribe that we've got going on for homeschool, and it's been going really well, we keep saying yes, which is fine, but me and the other moms were actually talking about, we all feel like we need to slow down a little bit and respect that time more. So we are going to do something more where in advance, maybe 2 days a month, I say, hey, these are the days that I'm not working, since the other moms are stay-at-home moms. These are the days that we're available. What do you guys want to do that day? And if something else pops up in our group chat and we're able to do it, we will do it, but it's no pressure. I already know that we have those days set in stone where my son is going to be able to keep being around his friends. Now, I completely acknowledge as homeschoolers that I'm not just taking on my son's education, I'm also taking on his social and emotional development, and those relationships are super important. So that is one of the top priorities of mine when it comes to homeschooling. But I feel like respecting that time is also important so that he can actually get, you know, as much out of his education as he can. So I will keep you guys updated as far as how that's going, where we're structuring those days during the month in our next update, and how that is going as far as helping the flow with our homeschool. But I think a lot of other people can relate to it just because we feel like we have that freedom and we want our children to be able to experience as many things as they possibly can. But striking that balance is also very important. And so that's something that we are going to be striving for over the course of our school year this year. Now, if you have anything else that you want to add as well, what you are doing in your homeschool to kind of respect that time for your children's education, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how your guys' school year is starting off or going if you're in a different part of the world. Leave a like. It really helps out my channel. Know what kind of videos you like to see and watch from me. And please hit that subscribe button. It's a free way to help support my channel. We are so close to 100 subscribers. And it's an easy way for you to be notified when I post new content. It's something that I really do truly appreciate from you all. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.